Hey everybody, this is the calculus course overview. Whether you're in AP Calculus or regular calculus without the AP, you will be basically learning the same content. AP Calculus is going to go at a faster speed because we use the last quarter of this school year to study for and then to take the AP exam, which can get you college credit if you pass it, but it's going to be a little bit more intense with the pacing. If you want to talk to me more about which one you should take, just let me know. Just get in touch with me. So my name is Stephanie Cronin, and my email is here, and my Zoom link is also listed there. My office number is 907-224-9068. I'm located at Seward High School. I have office hours listed here. Those might change, and those will, when I change those office hours, it'll go in the announcement. So when you log on to Canvas, there will be an announcement at the top of the page, and if it's a new announcement, make sure you start there and read that announcement first before proceeding on. Then in the course overview, there is a little bit about me. You can read that on your own. But here's the course rationale. So basically what we're doing in calculus is there's going to be a lot of skills that you have to learn, but really what we want, what you should get out of this is conceptual underpinnings of calculus. Meaning, so rather than just a long list of skills, which you will need, but those skills need to be applied, and we're going to figure out the why behind some of the major ideas in this course. You will need a graphing calculator for this class, and I can tell you more about that as well, but I recommend a TI Texas Instrument CE84 calculator. That would be your best bet for being successful in the class. We don't use a calculator all the time, and in fact with the AP exam, you can only use a calculator for half of the exam. The other half of the exam is no calculator allowed. Okay, course outline. We're going to be studying three major topics. Limits, which is the whole underpinnings of where calculus was developed. We're going to look at like what happens when you take something out infinitely. And it's a big concept, and infinity is a concept. It is not a number, and it can be very, can blow your mind. It's actually really kind of cool. We'll talk more about infinity a lot throughout this course. So limits, and then something called continuity as well. Another big topic is differentiation, or the derivative, and basically that is a instantaneous rate of change. So an average rate of change is like, let's say you drive to Anchorage, it's 120 miles, you get there in 2 hours, your average speed is 60 miles per hour. Well, we can find that average without calculus, but if you wanted to find the instantaneous rate of change, or like how fast you're going at mile 43 or something like that, then that would require calculus. So instantaneous rates of change is basically what a derivative is. And you can find the slope of a curve, and there's a whole bunch of applications. We're going to be looking at how to take the derivative, and then we'll be looking at applications of the derivative. And then the next topic, so limits, derivative, and then integration is the third main topic that we'll be covering, and then applications of integration, or the integral is another name for it. And the integral will allow us to find areas under curves of non-uniform functions. So we know how to find the area of a rectangle and other geometric figures, the area of a circle. We have formulas for that. The calculus allows us to extend that and find areas under curves that are not consistent, that change. Basically, that's what calculus is the study of how things work when they're changing and not constant. We'll be looking at differential equations and slope fields, but that's just an application of those other main topics, and we'll be looking at applications of the definite integral. And then if you're taking the AP course, then you will be reviewing for the AP exam, hopefully starting at the beginning beginning of fourth quarter, just after spring break. Required materials, you have to have a computer with internet access in order to do this class. It's an online class. You're going to want a ruler. You're going to want a notebook specifically for this class. Google Chrome is the browser you're going to want to use. You're going to need printer and paper. And a 3-ring binder to hold all your work is recommended. There will be an online book. I do not have access to it currently, but it should be coming soon. However, our district has books. Let me hold on 1 second. It looks like this. Oh, it's calculus, and it's 2E edition. And if you you should be able to access a hard copy of the book. I will be putting notes into Canvas, so if you don't have a book, you should still be able to access the material. So we'll talk more about that as well. Okay. I will be, so this is instructor and student expectations. If you email me, I will answer you in a prompt manner. I might not have the answer, but I will tell you, hey, I'm going to figure that out and I'll get back to you soon. But I'm going to try to answer all emails within 1 working day of when you send it. And a working day is Monday through Friday unless there's a holiday. All scores will be submitted through Canvas and all assignments will be submitted through Canvas. So the assignment list is not created. I am creating this course as we go. So this is a work in progress. I do not have a list of all the assignments, but I will be getting that completed hopefully sooner than later. But for now, you're just going to follow, I'm just going to stay ahead of where you guys are at, and I'm going to list the assignments. Right now, you have assignments to orientate yourself to the class, and then also assignment 1.1 through 1.3 will be in Canvas by the end of today. This is important, contact the instructor immediately. That's me. If something stops your progress, if there's a link that doesn't work, or you just don't understand the material, get with me as soon as possible. We can set up a Zoom time. I have the office hours listed, but we can also, if those office hours don't work for you, we can Zoom at another time. Check your school email every day and respond to my communications when you hear from me. This has been a minimum of 5 hours a week in this course. That is going to be the bare minimum. You probably want to count on more than that. Especially if you're taking the AP exam, you really need to put the work in and the time and the commitment. You can get college credit if you pass that exam at the end of the year, and that can be a really big deal. Again, if you're not sure whether to take AP or regular calculus, please contact me and we will discuss it, figure out what's best for you. Grading policy is pretty standard. 90% and above will give you an A. It's just going to be straight points. Nothing is weighted. Tests are going to have more points than homework assignments and quizzes most of the time, but they will be, but it won't be weighted more. Okay, so 90% and above is an A. 80% to 90% or 89.9% is a B. 70% to 80 to 79% is a C. 60% to 69% is a D, and below that is no credit. So, be watching your grades. This is important as well. Late work has no penalty. However, you are going to be subject to eligibility. So if you're in a sport or a club or something that requires eligibility checks, you need to make sure that you're on top of that. Oops. Oh, here we go. Before. Okay, here's a link to the eligibility site, the district's eligibility site, and these are the dates of your eligibility. So be paying attention. September 12th on Monday, your grade will go out. Last day to submit work is Friday, September 9th at 7 a.m. So if you turn in an assignment late, you can still get full credit. However, if you don't turn it in by the eligibility date and it goes in as a 0, it's going to impact your eligibility potentially. So watch that. Okay, test quizzes and practices. You're going to need a proctor for tests, but for quizzes you can collaborate. You can use all your notes. You can use your notes for tests as well. You just can't use any internet sites. For quizzes, you can use internet sites. You can get help. But you have to be paying attention to whether or not you're understanding the material or not. Because if you're just getting it off the internet or using an app to do the problem, you're not going to be learning it for the test, which is going to require a proctor. A proctor is anybody who you need somebody to observe you while you're taking the test to make sure that there is no cheating going on, essentially, that it's all your work and that you are demonstrating what knowledge you have and not what knowledge somebody else has. So a proctor test, you're going to need to find a proctor, and I'm going to email the proctor with the test code in order for you to take the test. And that proctor can be a teacher, maybe a librarian, maybe your student success liaison at your school if you have one. If you're at home, a parent can serve as a proctor. So again, if you have questions about that, let me know. You may use handwritten notes for the no talking during tests. Oh, here. During the test, you can use handwritten notes. You can use calculator, scratch paper, pencil. This is for geometry only, so you can ignore that. No talking during the test. No websites. Read instructions carefully. Show your work as much as possible to each question. It can give you partial credit. And then retakes. You will be allowed a total of 3 attempts per quiz or exam. If you're not happy with the grade, make sure you understand the ones you missed. If you don't understand them, go back and review the material again. If you're still confused, post a topic on the discussion in Canvas, and I will show you how to do that. And then you can work with your classmates, and if you still need help, call me or Zoom with me. Or, I'm going to show you a site here in just a second, but here's your learning success chart. Read the topics, take notes, write down practice problems, check your solutions in your homework problems. If it makes sense, does it make sense? No, then review the material again. Post questions to the discussion board. Contact your teacher. Then take the quiz when you're ready. Happy with the score? No, then cycle it over again. If you are understanding, then you can take the quiz, and if you're happy with your score, you're done with that section. All right. Secrets for success. Spend time on this class every day. Collaborate with your classmates. It's very helpful if you can get regular study sessions with your classmates for calculus. It's going to be very, very helpful. Make sure you're organized. Have a single notebook for just this class. You're going to use most of your notebook. Take notes as you read. Write down practice problems and write down questions. Make sure you have questions. Neatness counts. Try to stay organized. And last but not least, these 2 sites down here are going to be extremely helpful, I think. CalcView will, if you're working on a problem, a homework problem, and you go to CalcView, it has most of the odd problems will have a video that goes along with that specific type of problem to show you how to do this problem step by step. And then CalcChat is where you can find your solutions to the odd problems. And if you're not getting it correct, you don't understand something, there is an online tutor, a live tutor, and they will respond quickly to you, and they will help you go through the problem and learn the content, and they are available from 12 p.m. till 8 p.m., I believe. They're actually, it's from 4 p.m. to midnight Eastern time, so I'm hoping that that is going to correspond with our 4-hour difference for Alaska time. So if you have any trouble with that, let me know as soon as possible. All right. Again, email me or give me a call if you have questions.